Bata was 16 when the house began to feel bigger than it already was. It was a house people admired from the street: wide gates, flowering hedges, tall windows that caught the sun, but inside it echoed. After her mother died, silence became a permanent resident. Bata and her father learned to live around it, recalling laughter in careful doses, speaking softly, avoiding rooms that still smelled like her mother's perfume. Her father, Mr. Mensah, tried. He cooked when he could, burned rice often, and smiled even when his eyes carried exhaustion. Bata loved him fiercely, and that love made the silence tolerable. Then one evening, her father sat her down at the dining table and cleared his throat. "Bata," he said gently, "there's someone I want you to meet. Her name is Evelyn." Bata nodded, polite and distant. She had expected this moment one day, but expectation did not soften its weight. The next day, Evelyn arrived with kindness in her voice and humility in her steps. She did not try to replace anyone. She listened more than she spoke. Beside her stood her son, Reuben, quiet, thin, with a shy smile that never stayed long. "Meet Evelyn," her father said, "the woman I was telling you about yesterday, and her son Reuben, my new wife, your new mother and your brother." Bata smiled back. She even hugged them. But inside her chest, something tightened. The wedding was small and respectful. Evelyn moved into the house, bringing warmth that felt unfamiliar. Curtains changed. Laughter returned, not loud, but steady. Reuben tried to be helpful, offering to carry Bata's books, waiting for her after school, but she brushed past him like he was air. Jealousy crept in quietly, disguised as irritation. Why did her father laugh more now? Why did he sit longer at the table? Why did he listen when Evelyn spoke? Bata told herself she was protecting her mother's memory. That was the excuse she used whenever guilt knocked. Evelyn noticed everything but said nothing. She cooked Bata's favorite meals. She folded her clothes the way Bata's mother once did. She asked about school and praised her grades. When Bata responded with cold politeness or silence, Evelyn accepted it with grace that somehow made Bata angrier. Bata felt displeased when her father announced that Reuben would be attending the same school with her. She runs to her room to cry. Reuben and his mother felt bad, and Evelyn told Mr. Mensah to take Reuben to a different school, which he declined. Reuben tried hardest of all. When Bata failed a math test, he slipped his notebook under her door with a note, "I can help you if you want." She tore the note and returned the book without a word. That night, Reuben cried quietly in his room. One afternoon, Bata's father sat her down to ask her few questions. "Bata, what would you like to have on your birthday?" She smiled heartedly and said, "I want a black Mercedes-Benz, a meal at my favorite restaurant." Bata turns 20 in 3 months. Her father stood up, smiled and said, "Thank you, I will buy that." Weekend approached fast. That Saturday morning, Mr. Mensah drove in a black Mercedes-Benz. Bata, Evelyn, and Reuben came out to see the new car. Bata jumped with joy and screamed, "My car is in." Father came out of the car, walked straight to Reuben, handed the keys to him and said, "Happy birthday, Reuben." Bata looked with shock on her face. Her happiness crashed in a second. She sat on the ground and wept bitterly. "Dad, you asked me what I wanted just to buy for him." Evelyn tried to comfort her, but father stops her and tells her, "Bata will heal with time." That evening the family had a birthday dinner at Bata's favorite restaurant without Bata. At dinner, Mr. Mensah announced that he had enrolled Reuben in a driving school. The tension reached its peak on a rainy afternoon. Bata came home soaked and furious after losing a debate competition she had worked hard for. She found Reuben in the living room, laughing with their father. Something snapped. "Can you stop pretending this is your house?" she shouted. The room fell silent. Reuben froze. Mr. Mensah stood up sharply, stunned. "This is my house," Bata continued, tears falling freely now. My mother built this family. You're just visitors. Evelyn appeared in the doorway, eyes filled not with anger, but pain. Ruben ran to his room. That night, no one ate dinner. Days later, Bertha was sent on an errand to the market. On her way back, rain threatened again, so she took shelter in front of a shop where an older woman sat selling roasted groundnuts. You look like someone carrying too much, the woman said without looking at her. Bertha scoffed but said nothing. Sometimes, the woman continued, we think love is being taken from us. But love isn't a bowl that empties when someone else eats. Bertha frowned. You don't understand. The woman finally turned to her. Oh, I understand more than you think. I lost a husband. Gained stepchildren. Lost my peace for years because I refused to see what was being offered to me. Bertha listened. Child, the woman said softly, love given freely is not an enemy. Sometimes, the family you are praying for is already sitting at your table. The word stayed with Bertha all the way home. That evening, she noticed things she had ignored before. Evelyn sitting alone, wiping tears after a phone call. Ruben staring at family photos, unsure where he belonged. Her father looking tired in a way Bertha hadn't seen before. For the first time, Bertha asked herself a hard question. What if I am the one pushing love away? Guilt flooded her chest. Bertha knocked on Ruben's door. I'm sorry, she whispered. I was wrong. Ruben stared at her, shocked. Then he smiled, the biggest smile she had ever seen. Bertha hugged Ruben. She hugged Evelyn next. Thank you for loving me, even when I didn't deserve it. Evelyn broke down in tears, holding Bertha tightly. I never wanted to replace anyone, she said. Only to love you. Finally, Bertha turned to her father. I was afraid, she admitted. Afraid of losing you. Afraid of forgetting Mom. Her father held her face gently. Love doesn't erase memories, Bertha. It multiplies them. From that day, the house changed, not because it became quieter or louder, but because it became whole. They cooked together. Laughed together. Argued sometimes. Healed always. Bertha learned that family was not blood alone, it was patience, forgiveness, and the courage to accept love when it arrives. And in the big house that once echoed, love finally learned how to stay.